Aspetto da rockstar, irriverente nel look e nel linguaggio, genio dissacrante di una cucina che vanta oltre 40.000 ricette. Alvin Leung, ingegnere di origini cinesi, è nato a Londra, cresciuto in Canada e si è stabilito a Hong Kong, dove ha aperto Bo Innovation. Autodidatta e demo chef, come ama definirsi, si è formato su 3 grandi d'Europa, Adria, Blumenthal e Robuchon, imprimendo alla gastronomia cinese una nuova direzione, quella di una cucina extreme Chinese, che è, di fatto, globale. Leung, istrionico, diverte e stupisce con il suo Sex on the Beach e poi, su basi cinesi classiche, introduce ingredienti di altri continenti, nell'avventresca con foie gras biscottato e lamponi surgelati.
The first dish I'm going to do for you, it's inspired, of course, by Italian, very, very lovely Italian starter, carpaccio. I'm going to start with 2 plates. My Chinese cuisine is very similar to Italian cuisine. We just want to use the best ingredients, the freshest ingredients. And I think, you know, a chef only enhances ingredients, okay? Without the best ingredients, without very good ingredients, a chef is no one. I'm going to start with carpaccio of toro. This is the best part of the tuna. This is from the belly. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to put it on the plate. Okay, so this is we actually import this from Japan, and you can see you can see by looking at the oil that's coming through the heat. This is, you know, it's just perfectly marbled with, you know, tremendous taste of tuna. On top of this is foie gras. This is air-dry foie gras or wind-dry foie gras. This foie gras has been steamed for about 2 hours, rid of all the oil, and has been air-dried in oven for 31 days, okay, until it is almost like a powder. So this is actually foie gras. So it's condensed foie gras flavor with no fat. We're gonna take this into almost like a powder. All right, so now I have this lovely foie gras powder. I'm gonna, first of all, take some salt. So I just normal sea salt. Just gonna season the toro because it needs the salt. The foie gras has a little bit of salt in it. It's been intensified in the oven. So I'm putting that on top of this. Now, it's got now the meat, okay? It's very rich in flavors. It needs a little bit of acidity to cut into richness. What I use is freeze-dried raspberry. This is not to flavor, but to add acidity, because, you know, you don't want to add another very intense flavor onto this dish. You have the toro, you have the foie gras, both very expensive and rich ingredients. So basically, to add on acidity in the powder form, I just choose raspberry. So you add a little bit of that. To decorate this with a little bit of herbs, I have some daikon, which has flavors of mustard, so more like a wasabi. So I want to add a bit of herbs onto this. So just as in your carpaccio, you have rocket. So I do a bit of daikon cress, which will give you some freshness, some bitterness onto this dish. Adds another dimension on. And then just a little bit of chives also to finish the dish. Who knows what Sex on the Beach is? Come on, put your hands up. What is it? It's a cocktail. Who had sex on the beach? The real sex on the beach or the cocktail? So the first thing you do is you do a beach, which is easy. Now everybody's doing this, what we call reality dishes, okay? I know there's one called roadkill by a restaurant in Chicago where they take, and they eat us a cigar. At the Fat Duck, they do a beach scene. So I'm going to do my molecular reality dish, okay? So this will resemble something that's real, okay? One thing that we use a lot of in Asia, I think we use a lot now in Europe, is shiitake mushrooms, okay? So this is dry shiitake mushroom, which I grind into a powder. It's very easy to make a sauce. So it's just, I'm using a shiitake mushroom powder and some flour, some sugar, into a low temperature oven for about 15 minutes. And voila, you have the beach, okay? So I'm going to make 2 beach. Do you have beach in Milan?
No, we don't have.
You don't have any beach. Okay, so you have the first indoor beach in Milan. So this is the beach. Does that look like a beach? I take this cigar tube, okay, which is something that, I smoke cigar. I dip it in this solution, or not, this mixture of kappa and what we call another one called kojak powder, which is based in it's an algae from Thailand. So we have kappa, a mixture of 50-50. Now this involves you have to be very careful to make this next part of the dish. So this has been heated. The thing is to get it the right temperature. So this is what you get. Now, we want to fill this up with something. So what I have here, this is Chinese ham and honey. Stock of Chinese ham and honey, bit of butter, which I made into a sauce, okay? So I gotta be very careful to fill this up. Instead of using the traditional way, I've invented another way of filling this thing up. You gotta fill this up. This is the most important part, how you place it. So this is my newest creation for the Native charity, launched for the first time in Milan, Sex on the Beach. Thank you.